Today was supposed to be a great day. The best day of my life, actually. Instead, it's become a nightmare. Horror movie levels of bad.
Why, do you ask?
Well, because today I was supposed to marry my best friend, Derek, while my other best friend, Stacy, acted as my maid of honor. What happened? Well, an hour before I was supposed to walk down the aisle, Derek confessed his undying love to Stacy, and instead of running off like most scandalous couples do, they figured their families were there. Why not just go for it? That's right. The two people I trusted the most in this world threw me away like I was trash. My family was angry and appalled, leaving after the announcement was made. Well, most of my family anyway. Two wayward cousins thought the whole ordeal was awfully romantic and brave. The words, true love, were thrown around, to which I vomited. Other guests were confused, and several of our friends stayed, probably from shock. The person who was officiating the occasion, his cousin, just kind of went with the flow. I hope one day we can all get past this, Stacy said to me before rushing to say her vows. And now, I'm sitting at a bar, drinking my sorrows away, wondering if I can muster up enough courage to talk to a guy across the room. The bartender looks askance at me, clearly not wanting to make eye contact. I can tell he's been watering down my drink, which is probably for the best, considering the state I'm in, but I certainly don't appreciate it. Mind if I take a seat? I turned to see a handsome man in an impeccably tailored suit. He could be plucked straight out of one of those Mission Impossible spy movies. He's that level of tall, dark, and handsome. Shaggy hair, strong jaw, intense eyes. Yes, please. I bite my lip, trying to appear flirty, and probably failing miserably. Even though I'm 22, I've never done this before. I met my fiancé in preschool and never dated anyone else. I know it sounds crazy, but Derek was mine, and my heart belonged to him. I think you'd better move along, the bartender says, glaring at tall, dark, and handsome. What's wrong with me taking a seat and buying the lady a drink? The spy look-alike says. Her drinks are on the house, the bartender returns, crossing his muscular arms over his chest. The spy looks at me, then back to the bartender. All right, I hear ya. He turns to leave, which sends a surge of panic shooting through me. I don't want to be alone, and if anyone can help me forget this terrible day, it would be Mr. Spy. I grab his wrist. Stay, I command. His lips curl into a smirk, and he looks at the bartender. I'd like a top-shelf scotch and whatever the lady wants. The bartender's nostrils flare, which is kind of cute. I'm humbled that he's taken such an interest in my safety, but what he doesn't understand is that I desperately need this distraction. Without it, God only knows what trouble I might find. The name's Roderick, the spy look-alike says as he takes a seat next to me at the bar. Natasha, I reply, looking down at the empty glass in my hands. Natasha Snyder. Rough day? He asks. How could you tell? Between the smeared eyeliner and once-in-a-lifetime dress, it was an easy guess. I look down at my wedding gown, which is a mess of frill and lace spilling over the bar stool. God, I must look pathetic. Not at all, Roderick replies with a smile. It makes you look like you have a story to tell. A story? Well, here's my story. On the very day of my wedding, my fiancé confesses his undying love for my maid of honor, and she replaces me as bride. He blinks, and I wonder if I've said too much. Finally, he returns with, if you ask me, they're the ones that look pathetic. Your ex-fiancé just proved you're better off without him, and your friend now has to live with the knowledge that she's ruined what was supposed to be one of the best days of your life. Sure, they're happy now, but I doubt it'll last, and when it's over, they'll have their regrets. The bartender comes back with our drinks, eyeing Roderick suspiciously. I ignore his concerned expression, fully aware of what he must think of me. Roderick takes a sip of his scotch, and I can't help but wonder what his story is. What are you doing here talking to me? Of all the women to chat up, why the woman so obviously dumped at the altar? You look like a kindred spirit is all. I spike a brow. Kindred spirit? How so? You aren't the only one left at the altar, though, in my case, I was stood up at the justice of the peace.
My jaw gapes open in surprise.
Justice of the peace?
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.